Hello, all you lonely boys out there, and welcome to the Lonely Boy Hour, the only show that really does record in any apocalypse, be it hurricane, tall rain, or pandemic. We go through it all. As always, my first doomsday survivor is myself, the Kelvin, aka the Noodle Doodler. I'm joined, of course, with my fabulous host, Traje.
Hi, it's Traje, or Zoe.
And we are joined with the one, the only Feff Man.
Hello.
SirFeffers.
That is me.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Or
Sure, yeah.
Jump into it.
Hi, I'm SirFeffers.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
That's
whole
all you need to
thing.
know.
I'm just happy to be here. But so I gosh, how do you say it without sounding cocky?
You can't.
Yeah.
You tried.
All right. Well, I created the Hogwarts Professors tag. I am a streamer, and my roots are really D&D focused. I am currently DMing 14 campaigns.
Oh, what?
Something like
That's
that.
absurd. I couldn't
what?
even
Yeah.
watch 14 campaigns, let alone play or DM that many.
I'll teach you my secret. I'll teach you my secret when we get
I'm
to
ready.
that.
Please,
It's
bestow
just-
me the
go
wisdom.
on.
What else? I'm starting 2 new Twitch stream D&D campaigns with the Bearded Bard and Sydney and George, a bunch of great people. I'll get more into that later. And I'm working on 7 books.
What?
Yep.
Don't
And
choke
I'm-
over there, Kelvin.
I was taking a drink of water. I was like, I can cut this audio out. And all of a sudden I hear 7 books, 14 campaigns. Jeez.
What
I'm
kind
not
of
done.
books are those?
Epic fantasy.
I see. I'm also a novel writer, but not
Oh,
nearly
heck.
as integrated as you are.
Well, I mean, I've got it all built in my head, but getting it all to paper is where I'm currently trying to, like, I've got a few chapters
feel
of
that.
one book, you know. And
I have many unstarted or unfinished novels. I feel that 100%.
Yeah, so you get it. You get me. I'm also some of the D&D campaigns I'm doing right now are actually linked and will be books eventually.
Nice.
As well as I'm also finishing up my 5th album.
You're just such a busy man.
It's
Jeez.
just what I do, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of my roster right now for SirFeffers.
Oh, shit. So we got about an hour to break down each of those. So let's just, first of all, I want to know your secrets for 14 books, 14 campaigns.
Okay,
I mean.
so my trick is it's all the same group. There's a lot. I remember hitting this problem early when I was getting into DMing. I've been DMing for probably four or 5 years. But whoever shows up, that determines which campaign we're playing that night.
Oh, I've done something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
a little better.
Interesting.
That gets to the point where it's like, okay, so it's you, and you. That means this campaign, you and you. That means this campaign. If everyone's there, it means 1 of 2 or 3 campaigns. And then each person has like a solo campaign or a duo campaign going on. So there's only one for each.
You've taken a different
Eventuality.
approach than I've taken with large groups. What I used to do is I basically created like a superhero campaign,
Ooh.
and it was just like a Marvel Cinematic Universe type situation.
Okay.
Where whoever was there that session was the superheroes that were being featured.
Oh,
that
that's
time.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's
and everyone
cool.
else was gone at the time, and everything. You know, in fact, that was how I handled
Very,
large group D&D.
Episodic.
Yeah, that was the idea.
I like
going
it.
for.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
are just more intelligent than I am. I would just cancel session.
Yeah, cool. No
If
one's
we were
here,
missing more
fine.
than one person, I'd just be like,
I can't.
Well, we'll do
I
next
get
week.
jittery if I don't get to play D&D every couple
You
of
gotta get your
days.
You need your fix.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm trying to think. I currently DM. I have part-time DM for one, full-time DM for another, and then I'm writing a story right now for a really good campaign, if I do say so myself.
Ooh.
I have a very handsome set of players, and who knows, maybe it will
think I'm
even be
handsome?
available.
Well, that's the quote. You got to have handsome players.
Yeah, no, yeah. Zoe, you're a very handsome young
Oh,
lady.
thank you.
You're a very handsome,
Austere and regal.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we have vaguely mentioned it before, but Zoe, myself, Dadley J Jenkins, and Metro Mike are
Okay.
starting a D&D podcast.
That's awesome. Is that going to
It's gonna
be? Where can I find that?
Once it's out, you'll be able to find it anywhere else you find podcasts, so Spotify,
Excellent.
iTunes, Stitcher.
YouTube.
Excellent. YouTube.
And-
Sweet.
Yeah, of course.
YouTube's my best friend.
That's where you're going to get it. But yeah, we're working on a podcast, and we got our cast together. We got our premise. Everyone's got their characters. They're awful. And
That's
I love
awesome.
them already.
And they're terrifying, and it's good.
Well, they are. It's because the plot of I mentioned this on the show before. The plot of the game we're working on is a regular fantasy world, but with social media, and all of the players are trying to become famous influencers.
That's interesting.
So you have to make horrible characters. There's no way around it. So yeah, we've got our characters designed. All of them picked a very ridiculous, attention-needy type character.
no.
Mine is not ridiculous, okay?
Let's
There's
hear about your
nothing
character.
there is
Zoe.
nothing ridiculous about an average human that has a popularity, complex with their pet goat. All right, there's nothing weird
what?
about that. That's totally normal. Okay,
So,
totally
I was
normal
with
to
you
be
up until the
jealous
last part.
of your
yeah,
goat's
no.
popularity. Okay, totally normal. Just ask
I'm
Taco. It's totally
completely
normal.
are you a fan of Dat Dirty Taco?
You asking me?
Yeah, yeah.
I love Taco. Taco's
Isn't
my
he the
boy.
best?
He's in.
Yeah,
he's gonna
so-
be in. The,
Rafiki is
campaign.
better.
So Zoe has based her character off of Dat Dirty Taco's social media existence.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Do you
we have not
wait,
told Taco. I don't.
So
think.
is Rafiki your goat?
yes.
No.
Oh my
Is that-
Rafiki is my character's goat. Yes, basically.
yeah. Instead of a snake, it's a goat.
Yes.
I love this. I gotta tune into that. That sounds like a good
Oh,
time.
yeah. Yeah. We also their party comp is interesting to say the least.
Let's hear it.
I'm a ranger.
Yeah, so we got a ranger, a wizard, and
Okay.
a warlock. So there's no healing.
Oh no!
It's gonna be great.
It'll be delightful.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I basically as a DM, I need to think of how to keep them healed up. Like,
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the kind of stuff you gotta be thinking about.
It's fine. Just give the goat magic healing powers, and then it's all rounded out.
That.
yeah,
is-
it's
is
just
not
so
what I would
cute.
do.
I will make the goat a college of glamour bar so that it can pose and give you all health by giving a cute face.
Just is always
Exactly.
assuming that it's taking the help action, so everyone always gets to roll at advantage.
It's perfect.
Yeah, for the record, it's not a familiar. It's not even a
It's just-
companion.
it's just a goat.
It's just a goat. I love it. It doesn't have any bonus effects.
I mean,
It's just a goat.
Rafiki doesn't need to be anything more than Rafiki, so
Yeah.
He is,
it makes sense.
Rafiki is his best damn self. Like,
Rafiki's
Yes.
such a good boy.
yeah. That Dirty Taco, if you're listening to this, you should have Rafiki back on the show sometime. He was,
Yeah, we would
fans
love.
really loved
That
him.
would be amazing.
We've had That Dirty Taco on the show as well before. Because
He sends
we
his
got,
regards.
we got
actually,
them all.
I mentioned it to him, and he was like, "Oh, I love that dude."
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was a delightful He's actually been on our podcast twice, but one of the episodes got Thanos snapped.
Oh no!
So our Halloween special had him and Johnny Song, two previous guests. It was just the last two guests.
Love Johnny Song.
Oh yeah, he's a peach. He's actually out on his mission. now.
Yeah, he's in Canada doing his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And what
In a
I
good
did was he's like, "Oh, I can sign you up for like a newsletter about what's going on with my life. What's your email?" So I
that's
gave
cool.
him the podcast email so we could give updates on what's going on with his life on the show. So we'll see. I haven't seen the emails from him yet, but I'm so excited to be like, "And this is what's going on with Johnny." Like,
Yeah,
because he is.
That's
Please
he
keep
is just-
updated.
Yeah, he's one of the sweetest people on the planet.
He's the best of us. He's the best
We
of
love
us.
We don't
Johnny Bean.
deserve him.
No, we didn't earn that.
Yeah, we didn't deserve the. Good old Jonathan
So-
Mercurio Songbird.
I'm still stuck on this 14 campaigns thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of
how are they?
catching
Are
us.
they different? Are they the same?
So
like,
each
how does
one of
that
them,
work?
The way I go about just kind of flipping that switch and being creative, because that's like I feel like everyone's got one little tiny superpower. I think mine is that I can just flip a switch and be dumb creative. And so each campaign you look for a different hook, a different filter, or a different bit that applies to the world as a whole. Like I have one campaign where I started with, okay, I just want city pillars, and I don't want anyone else. I don't want to go outside of the city. I want this campaign to be this massive, multi-pillared city. And
I
was
wanted
like,
it to be Ravnica.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was like, well, okay, if that's the case, they're going to want to leave the city or get curious. And who better to be curious about their surroundings and untied down than orphans? So they're
Beautiful.
street rats.
Riff
They're all
rats,
playing like
Street rats.
They don't buy that. Sorry.
So they're all like 9 to 11 years old. We got a warlock, we got a barbarian, and they all have to be kind of cracked in some shape or form because they're like, street kids, and they've had a hard time. So like the warlock, for example, can see his patron at any given time, but assumes it's his imaginary friend.
Oh.
And so all of the party just sees him talking to no one, and they're all just like, yeah, he does that, go along with it. And it's this really interesting dynamic.
Yeah, he just does that.
Yeah.
That's how
that
it
just
is.
happens.
Until they come across something else that's Feyan, and they start interacting with the imaginary friend, and everyone's like, wait, what?
There was a dude there the whole time. Oh,
The
whole
imaginary
dude.
friend seems kind of powerful. This is getting kind of scary.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Warlocks are a very interesting but somewhat difficult class to play.
Yeah.
Just because you are always tied down to some sort of magical sugar daddy.
Yeah, that's true.
So I love it. I play a lot of warlocks, but they can be annoying at times just because they get like no fucking spells.
Yeah,
ever.
that's true. You gotta like warlocks. You gotta like warlocks to play warlocks. Look into them, get to know them. You might love them, but make sure you know what you're getting into before you start a warlock.
Oh yeah.
One thing I find is fun when I am a DM and I get to be a patron is don't tie the person's bind to a god per se or a devil or a demon, but try like a greater being. The greater being, maybe he's trapped and he's powerful enough to reach out and make a pact. And so his secret agenda the whole time is to get free. And I'm going to use this guy to eventually find me down in this tomb.
Oh yeah. 9 times out of 10, if you have a patron, they are not there for your well-being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're using you.
Yeah.
Like my warlock that I play the most often, his whole thing is that he fought a warlock because he was an assassin, and then like the patron was like, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm a Shadowfellian horror." That's not how he said it, but and he goes, "I really want to gain power on the material plane, but I can't exist on this plane, so I need a vessel. So I'll tell you what, you share your body with me, and I'll give you lots of cool powers and stuff. Want to be able to shapeshift? You're a Kenku. Want to be able to talk?"
No.
Yeah, that was one of the pulls. Is now I'm able to speak freely as a Kenku.
That's terrifying.
Hey,
The world's
which
not
no one
ready
really.
for that.
I have the invocation that lets me use like disguise self. So no one. I very rarely talk as a Kenku, but the 1-2 times it's happened, everyone's like, "How the fuck?"
What the fuck?
Wait, just how did what?
I don't think that's how that works.
Excuse me?
Except for my old pal Windiest Hale. I don't know if any of you guys
Yes,
know that.
I love
That
Windy.
upstanding gentleman. He happens to also be in this game.
Oh.
And his character, I love his character so much. He's the sweetest, creepiest thing on the world. But
That's Windy.
he's really stupid, the character, so he just had no idea. So when the first time someone pointed out that I was a Kenku talking, he was like, "Wait, what?" That's not
Wait, no, but yes.
but yes. But yeah, no, I love warlocks because I always imagine the act of making a pact with like a patron being kind of like a used car salesman. Like, hey, look at this, right?
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
I know you wanted to be able to fly, so I'll tell you what, I got this for you. Like, I said, look at this bad boy. Yeah. All it takes is, your undying soul.
Yep.
But listen.
It's not that steep of a price.
We can do a financial plan. You won't owe me for another 30 years. But when those 30 years come up, don't you worry.
I made a TikTok cosplay. And his deal was he was the patron.
Oh.
And so I did the mustache. This is back when I had the handlebar mustache. And it was really interesting because he wasn't in it for people's souls. He was in it for whatever his agenda was. And so what he would do is he would tattoo you in a certain way. And this is what people would do, is they would actually have to, like, change their cosplay character's thing and add this, like, visible tattoo that my guy had given him. And it should always be hurting, especially since it's the source of the power that's coming from the patron. But he has it deadened, or the area is very numbed, and so if you ever turn on him, he just turns that off, and you're just
shit.
And he's like, listen, man, I have no use for your soul, but this ain't gonna kill you.
Your cup.
Yeah.
I love it. I have this idea, and this might fly over both your heads, but it's a patron who will give you lots of powers, but in exchange you need to throw rubies into a pond every now and again. And that character's name would be Tingle, of course. I don't know if you guys ever had that DS game where you play as Tingle.
No.
Oh, it was great.
I can't say
You're
I
like
have.
helping your grandpa, and like you have to throw rubies, and like you basically have to get as rich as possible. But it turns out your grandpa isn't your grandpa and is also evil. It's a whole thing.
I was gonna say, that sounds actually like low-key terrifying.
Yeah.
But you mask it with the innocence of, like, I'm helping grandpa. Where'd you get all these rubies, Grandpa? Shut up. Throw them in the water. It's going to be fine.
Throw in the water.
Don't ask questions, boy. Okay, Grandpa. You're so silly.
So, TikTok cosplay, I think, is a good jumping point to talk into the, like, fucking hailstorm of Hogwarts Professor OCs that went around.
That was a tempest.
Because you were the founder of that.
Yeah,
I
started
so
it.
fast.
I started the tag. Of course, there were other people pretending to, or cosplaying as, professors who teach, or Hogwarts characters and stuff like that. Like, I don't claim any of that, but I did start the Hogwarts Professors tag and got with a couple of other people and started this arc and started this world where it was focused on the professors. And such, and then it freaking exploded,
snowballed,
and then it got crazy, and there was a couple of, like, psychological questions that arose that I really didn't know any of this was going to happen, so I hadn't really predicted it or figured out what I felt on the matter until I was kind of hit with these decisions. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
and I'll get to that. But
it was insane.
Yeah, we went from. Go ahead, sorry.
I saw, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Feffers is doing it. Oh, nice ghost. Oh, Johnny. Oh, Dippy. Oh, Ellie. Oh, like, and I just couldn't get away from it after a while.
It felt like my entire For You page was filled with just Hogwarts Professor stuff.
Oh yeah, it rocked the world.
It definitely saturated everything.
It was that was like, so there's always like something that's big, right? I don't actually know what it is right now.
It's D&D right now.
And coronavirus jokes.
Yeah, I was going to say. But like, it was that, before that, it was like, before coronavirus jokes, it was Mafia OC.
Yeah, Mafia was a big thing for a little while.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of, like, fairy tale-esque, fantasy-esque little ones that are growing and getting momentum that I've been keeping an eye on.
For sure.
Like, the one I made Gent for was doing really well, too. I don't remember what the tag name was off the top of my head. I got it written down back in my actual house. But it was... I had kind of just assumed I was just going to be tapering off in D&D about half a year ago before it blew up. I was at, like... I don't even remember where I was at. Maybe 30K, 15K. followers, and I remember I started hanging out with Jake, and I started telling him, I was like, this is what you should be doing, you know, this is how I did it. And then he was like, bro, you keep talking like you're done. And I'm like, well, nothing's really getting any views for me anymore, you know, it's not really. And then all of this happened with the Hogwarts Professor stuff. And I guess the thing I want to say that I try to tell people as much as I can, it's like a lot of people get discouraged, but that's just because you're on the downswing.
So I'll get back to the
any
show in a
sense.
second. This is a sincere moment, but I am being wildly distracted because about every 5 seconds, I'm getting a little Steam notification that my friend has switched from one game to the next. And I think he's just going through his entire library.
Oh, no.
And it's so distracting because I'm looking at the corner of the screen like, oh, what the fuck is he playing now?
We've always had those
That
moments.
was me
I've been
yesterday.
there. I think that was me yesterday, too, actually. Just like, no, I don't want to play Civ 5. No, I don't want to play League.
Right, just jumping,
Yeah.
and then you finally go back to the first one, and you're like, yeah, this is fine.
You know what, Civ 5? I'll go for some Civ.
I'll play No Man's Sky again. This is all right.
I get it. No, he's going back to games he already played. Like he's. I think he's doing this just to me. Like, anyway,
It's one way to get your attention.
yeah, I guess. Anyway, I'm so sorry. What were you talking about? It was
no, you're good.
Hogwarts Professors.
Yes, but right before I jump back into that, let me just say thank you so much for having me on this podcast. I was following you before I started making TikToks.
Oh yeah, it's those were the good old days.
Yeah, man. And there's I'm here and it's cool.
Aw, shucks.
So thank you for having me on the channel.
I've wanted you on basically ever since the Hogwarts Professor thing blew up.
That was
I was
nuts.
like, oh my. I wanted to talk about it when it was happening, but life's too hectic for everyone.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Because I'm also dual interning on top of all this stuff.
Oh. Oh boy.
As an audio technician and a tour sound guy.
Oh, nice. That's what I went to school for.
When do you sleep, Feffers?
I
doesn't.
sleep very soundly at very strange intervals.
He just snorts no-dos all day.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was wondering what the
Is
secret
very
was, because there's no way.
Well, okay. So my morning, for example, I guess this is a weird vein, but my life is so much more chaotic than other people around me, like the average person's life. And for example, I woke up at 3 the other night and just had to deal with that because that's just how the cards fell for me. I ended up going to sleep.
Guess I'm up now.
Yeah, I fell asleep at 4. I woke up at 3 and was like, well, it's a new day. I might as well clean a little.
11 hours.
Yeah, so I'm
Here we
talking to my
are.
friend Ashley, and she's like, well, if you want to fix this, you really got to stay up. So yesterday, I stayed up for 21 hours. Just
no.
working on the book and working on the admin stuff for the Discord, for the Twitch streams, and just was like progressing into insanity, just spiraling. And by the end, I was like, all right, it's 1 a.m. It's good enough. I'm going to bed.
Go to bed.
And I'm happily back on my wake up at 9 schedule.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Who needs sleep?
Yeah.
I need it.
I'm in the retail business during a pandemic. I don't get sleep.
I can't function.
People are
without sleep.
calling out. Sales are going up. I can't.
Yep, gas is getting cheaper. That was surprising.
Oh yeah. Well, that's two things. One is the pandemic, and 2, gas was just getting cheaper by coincidence due to some.
Yeah.
So it doubled down.
It was even cheaper in Florida. What?
Oh yeah.
Weird story. And this is what threw off my sleep schedule in the first place, because I was on tour in Florida 10 days ago, 5 days ago, not even.
What's time?
Dude, you don't know. My life is weird. But and it got cut short because of all the corona. And
because of that corona.
yeah, and I'm currently based out in Lafayette, Louisiana. So I'm sitting there. It's like 9 p.m. And I'm
You're
like,
not too far away.
wait, where are you?
I'm in Tennessee. That's I'm a decent bit away, but it's not wild.
I'm way
We
up
might
in
be
the
able to
mitten.
kick it now because I'm up in North Carolina right now. Because I sat
Yeah, let's
there.
go quarantine together.
Let's freaking do
go. Let's quarantine together.
it.
The rest of this podcast,
Isolation
we're gonna do a time
together.
skip.
Yeah, fast forward.
Yeah. Now we're recording all in the same room.
Oh man, I wish I had all my gear. But I basically sat there in Florida, and I looked west, and I looked to Louisiana and the swamplands, and realizing that I now had like at least 2 weeks of nothing to do but sit on my butt. And I looked north, and I was like, I could drive 13 hours north to the lake house, where my family has like a lot of food, you know, guns, etc.
For the apocalypse.
Yeah, you know, because it's
you know,
getting
the supplies you
crazy.
need, you know.
And so what I did was, instead of driving back to Lafayette and then driving north, I shaved 22 hours off of my driving and budget to be able to just get up here. And now I'm just kind of dug in like a tick.
And now you're stuck.
Yeah, kind of. I did
right.
think, I did have a panicky thought that gas was going to be the next to go. So I saw the toilet paper and I saw that going. And I bought like gallon drums of gas, like a couple of 5-gallon drums.
Beautiful.
Threw it in my trunk and just hoofed it north through the night.
I don't know. Like, the big thing with gas is it only has a shelf life of like 3 months.
Yeah,
so
but
it's not,
that's good enough for me right now. I don't have a ton
like
of
you
gas.
can. I'm just saying why it doesn't get sold out. Like, you can freeze meat for like half a year and it's fine.
This is true.
But like
Half a year.
You
You
can
can freeze that stuff for years and it's fine. What do you mean? A little freezer burn didn't hurt nobody ever.
2 different types of people.
Zoe eats frozen
Never hurt
meat
me,
for
then.
breakfast.
She's just like
She's not even thawing it.
Yeah,
Just eating it straight, yeah.
carves
You know,
away
that
at a little
freezer
piece.
burn kills all those bacteria. It's good.
She eats the freezer burn just as
like
a dessert.
it's like flavorful ice. All right, it's just like a popsicle,
that's
but it's
so
it's
gross.
protein.
Meat flavored snow cone.
Well, I'll tell you this though. I got all the way up here, and I went out yesterday, and I went into this tiny little Ingles, and I'm up in the mountains. Like there's nobody out here, and they had toilet paper.
Wow.
I was like,
Oh, it's-
dude, what?
It's almost like the people who live in the middle of nowhere aren't freaking out.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
a concept!
Yeah.
Let's be
wow,
fair, if you
yeah.
live in the middle of nowhere, the risk is a little lower.
That, I mean,
A little,
that's
yeah, a
true.
little. The hospitals are
I
farther
heard-
away though.
Yeah. I heard this, and I don't know if it's true, but I'm going to say it anyway, which is that North Korea is one of the few countries that doesn't actually have coronavirus right now. And that's because in North Korea, it has a 100% death rate.
Oh my-
The first time someone was diagnosed, they killed him.
No.
I mean, that
that's what I was
sounds like a
told.
North
I have
Korea
not-
thing to do.
I have not fact-checked it.
Dang.
but-
I mean, it makes sense, but jeez.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly, China lost a bunch of people who were infected, but there's a lot of talk going around that they just like decided to blow the building.
Yeah, listen, it's a sketchy time.
It is.
It's,
It is a
you
sketchy
know,
time, and
what a time to be alive.
and China's a bit sketchy too.
Yeah. Yeah, just, it's just a little sketchy, okay?
You know, you know what this has made me
There's some
realize
sketch.
though? I wish we
that?
had like Italy's living situation, only for the fact that I want to be able to sit on my balcony and sing Miley Cyrus songs to the people down the street. Like I want that in my
Zoe,
life.
If we
I've
we
seen that.
lived next to each other, we would
I
do
know,
that.
but I live
During
on
this
a
time,
campus
you'd, like,
where people are like,
you'd
"Don't open
hear
the
me
fucking
off in the
windows."
distance.
I'd film it.
You'd film it.
I'd film it.
Make us TikTok famous?
that'd be it.
Yeah, we would just be singing, I'd go out on the porch, hit 'em, man.
I guess they never miss.
You got a boyfriend.
Some guy comes out and starts yelling in Italian. What are you doing? Hey! Wow,
that was a real
hey.
bad Italian impression.
Hey, what you doing?
Actually, I didn't try too hard.
And bam, demonetized. Like that, so quick.
Those angry tweets going
And
out.
all
You're
of a
so
sudden-
insensitive to Italian people.
I know sometimes, but I like
Everyone,
them.
if
I like
Sometimes.
pizza. I'm insensitive
Oh,
to
no.
everyone.
I like the food.
Yeah, I like
Poor,
Italians.
poor
Don't get me wrong.
ass, my man.
I love Italians.
Okay, so before we get back into arguably important stuff, Zoe, do you want to do the thing?
Oh, the thing?
Wait,
The
what's
thing.
the thing?
The ad.
Oh, you
yeah.
mean when we selfish, like we fucking try to sell our like souls to any company
Yeah.
that wants,
Yay.
to make a couple
Yeah, no,
people
Zoe, it
listen
doesn't
to
even.
them.
That's That's the crazy thing. It doesn't even have to be a company.
It doesn't?
It could just be a personal message. Yeah.
I'll sell my soul to any individual willing to yeet money in our direction, so we can buy toilet paper.
There we go.
Yeah. Listen, we're trying to survive the apocalypse.
We're trying to find the cure.
If you are a business, or you just want to wish someone a happy birthday, you just want to talk about your day, you want to advertise for a business, that's fine. We can do that for you. We have no shame.
I have a little shame.
If you want that, she has a little bit, but she'll get over it for the
Shame
right
is
price.
external. Guilt is internal, man.
If I buy her a burrito from Chipotle, she
fine.
gets all of it's gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
free
yeah,
does her
if you
life.
want to do that, lonelyboyhour@gmail.com. That's BOI, not BOY. Just go ahead and email it. Email whatever.
No,
I check
Gmail.
all the
It's
emails
gmail.com.
Zoe, these are for people who are willing to pay us money. Please tell us.
Listen, Gmail
anyway.
will forward it to us. They haven't done it
No,
yet, but
they
they're
won't.
holding them until they get enough to send our way. Just gmail.com. We'll do the ad break. It'll be
Google
great.
is watching.
I can sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
All right.
Yeah. Happy
We'll have someone else
birthday
sing it. Don't worry. Anyway, Peppers, do you have anything to say about our ad breaks? Do you have any words of encouragement?
I think.
That's very good. Anyway, lonelyboyhour@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Snark Tank is a roundtable discussion about weird and wonderful inventions throughout history.
They're functional, they're practical, they're durable, they're breathable, but like you could survive the winter in a pair of jorts if you had to.
But sometimes it's not.
But I hope you are aware that I do have a second mic plugged in, and I am Foleying my farts.
Oh, good. During every episode of True Blood, my couch cushions were probably as wet as the Louisiana Bayou.
What an attractive way to describe that. I'm Drew.
And I'm Britt.
Join us every other Wednesday for new episodes. Snark Tank is now available on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you download your podcasts.
You know, since we're on the we're checking off the list at this point, should we do the ASMR section? Feffers, I'm sure you do fire ASMR.
The ASMR.
You just gotta get up in here. Come on, Feffers.
I don't have my good microphone.
It's okay.
You're gonna get up and.
But hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing today?
Not great.
You sound like you smoked a pack of cigarettes before you got up to the mic.
Roll for initiative.
How you doing? My name's Cognestor.
How you doing? My name's Johnny Can Do.
Okay. So, just get in the ASMR second. We do this in the podcast. One person likes it, and they pay us a lot of money, so we do it. We do it.
Okay, I'm into it. Let's go. Yeah. Hi. So,
Yeah,
so let me tell you a very in-depth story. You got it. Oh, good job. What's your dex?
9, so minus 1, so 11.
Oh, well, I'll give it to you. Anyway,
I'm grabbing my dice. One sec. ASMR TNT.
I'm ready.
I would actually watch that. Like,
I wouldn't.
that's a 7, dog. And I have broken legs, so I definitely get like a -1.
You have a broken leg?
You have a broken leg.
So yeah, a few years ago, I was in a car accident with a semi-truck, and I broke my shins.
What?
And,
Ow.
yeah.
That would sound terrifying in ASMR. Just
That's the worst Foley work I've ever. I'm jumping out. Like that's it. That's it for me, Chief. This ain't it, Chief. I'm out.
We did the thing.
We did it. Listen, Deadpool. Shout out to OSR Deadpool, and fuck it, we'll double down. Shout out to Sean Mills as well. All right. Our
Sean
patrons
Mills.
that pay us. Yeah. Do you have a message for Sean Mills today? Pfeffers?
Me, yeah.
He pays us money.
He's a Patreon.
Please be nice.
Okay. Let me chew on it and come back.
I wonder how much patron money we would give if one of the patron tiers was that we would be mean to you.
I will berate fucking words. I'll berate the shit out of a person.
We will send you a hateful message every week.
I've seen you like get angry whenever they do a TikTok live. and they
you were there for that
I was
one.
there for that. I was like, what's happening?
So I've learned this trick, which is that people will donate money to me on TikTok 1/2 penny at a time,
And it buys your anger.
and what I do is I just sound angry about it the whole time because it makes more people want to do it, and it's because you could see more and more people donating as it went on, just to see how long I could go.
I got in there, like I was like, this is great. But I was stuck
So
like
that's-
spoon to mouth, like halfway through, just looking at my phone, like, what is he doing?
People
It was
were
clever.
donating
It was
to
really-
me a
it was-
half
it
penny
was-
at a time.
Brilliant.
Kelvin, do you still get sneaky gifts?
I don't get as many sneaky gifts.
Oh, I gotta
anymore.
restart that trend then. I gotta start
Yeah,
jumping in people's streams
there's-
and doing sneaky
so-
gifts.
Yeah, so Zoe started this trend way back before we even did the podcast,
Okay.
where she would jump in, and anytime I wasn't looking at the screen, she would donate money, and the goal was to not have me see
Yes.
it.
You don't
and
get
I would do
to
it
be
to
angry.
I did it to a bunch of people, and then it just took off in their streams where people started doing it too, because it's like a game. But I think I need to jump back in there and do it some more, because people
Anytime I
have
jump in,
lost the competition.
Anytime I jump
Yeah.
in a live stream, I always do like kicks in door.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
But people got mad at me the other day. Moopy was like, Jeff, you didn't kick my door in. And I was like, oh, I was just trying to
I
alert
need
people.
my door.
And then everyone in the chat was like, this isn't Feffers. This isn't the real. What have you done with Feffers? I was like, I'm sorry.
I was trying to sneak.
I didn't know. Oh, man.
My trick is to like lurk in a chat for a long period of time until people don't realize I'm there, and then I just donate large sums of money.
That's a good life.
Yeah.
That's a fun existence.
Hit them when they least expect it. Stab them
Hit them
with
right
gifts.
hit them right in their wallet.
Yeah, that's how you
Right when
get
they're not
'em.
ready.
Jeez. So I'm gonna circle back to Hogwarts professors.
Okay, cool.
So we just
like, yeah,
dropped that.
We'll get
My bad.
We'll get back to that, and then 20 minutes later, here we are now, not back to it.
So Hogwarts professors. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So it blew up, and then it got that storyline. I know it's Pine MIA, but I always read it as Pinamia, which is better. It took me seeing the tag maybe 4 times before I was like, oh, Pine MIA. The first 4 times I was like, what the fuck is Pinamia?
Welcome to Pinamia. That was crazy. I actually came up with that because I legit was going to Romania for a wedding and was like, man,
Okay.
I don't want to be filming right now. So I'm just gonna duck out and and do Pine
It became a
MIA.
whole story.
Yeah, but I, honest to God, didn't see it blowing up like it did, right? I just was like, all right, we're going to start a canon. And I've developed terms like primary canon, you know what I mean? By necessity. Because,
Right.
and I'll get into that later. But,
we might not.
We might, though. And I just kind of was like, all right, this is the story arc, and I'm just going to bail and shoot from the hip from there. And I ended up, yeah.
It was such an interesting time because I also feel like I accidentally started a war because we're gonna drop lightly into drama here.
Okay.
Where I made a whole video where I was like, everyone. If you think that the Hogwarts OC Professor OC thing is getting oversaturated,
Oh,
then you
I
keep
remember
watching it
that.
and yeah, and I was being loving about it because I was like, I was personally done with it.
Yeah,
But
it's a
I
fad.
loved all the people that was making it.
Yeah.
And that was fine. I got mostly supportive comments on that. But then a few other people who I am mutuals with made some less loving videos about it.
Oh, no!
And it started some drama a little bit.
Man, I didn't even know
started-
about this. But I
Yeah,
saw your video, and I was like, I get it.
I'll censor his name, but like he was the big one where he made a video just fucking tearing down the entire Hogwarts Professor's OC tag and all the problems with it.
Yeah, I saw
And
that too.
That started the revolution, and every day my For You page was either someone attacking the tag or defending the tag.
It was, yeah,
And
I heard of
it
that.
probably
I didn't see it
wasn't
personally.
my fault, but it felt like it was.
I have a couple of opinions on that I probably won't share.
We'll talk about it off mic then.
Yeah,
Maybe. That'll be an off mic.
But the thing with, and to kind of comment on what I took from that, was I realized that what you taught me in that moment was I realized that whenever something blows up, it will eventually die down. In this case, it was getting oversaturated. And so I realized that this was going to be the end of the upswing. You know what I mean? And then there'll be a downswing, and then there'll be an upswing, and then there'll be a downswing. You know, it really depends on how much effort you put into it. That's what it comes down to. But what I realized I need to do as a creator, as a TikToker, as a streamer, was reach out into the world and kind of rake in some regulars. And then when everything dies down, that's when I invented pine cones. My fans are called pine cones.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, and so anytime I make an announcement,
if you will.
Yeah. And so anytime I reach out with an important announcement or something I need to talk about, I use the pine cones hashtag. And that was something that I learned from your video, is that like you bring in certain people from this, and then another thing blows up, and you bring in after the heyday dies down, you bring in the regulars, you know, and you make sure that you give them head nods, and you're part of the family now. You're part of the pine cones. You're my people, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
There's so many. Yeah, I got you. There's such a weird, like, there's so many secrets to quote unquote success that everyone's trying something different, and it doesn't always work. Like for everyone, like my tactic is I just know so many people I can't actually fail at this point. Like if something happens, I have enough people behind me.
That's awesome.
That are actual like creators, because I have you, Feffers. I got Zoe. Now I have Metro Mike. I have Dadley. I have all these people who will have my back. So if something goes wrong, I always have some like backup. And then some people, you know, they try doing this popular stuff, and then they do the things they enjoy, and whether or not that works is beside the point. And you know, it's just a whole thing. And then there are people like Zoe, which have a TikTok account, I guess, theoretically.
You know, I post when I want to, and sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's bad, and
yeah,
you know,
but that's good because you're not getting a paycheck, you know.
Right. And I'm like, my big thing with what I'm doing is I'm Twitch is basically my home now. And the people that follow me there from TikTok are people that I know will stick with me for, you know, however long I'm on Twitch until I move to whatever the next site is. I jump around a lot. That's how I am. I'm fickle. I like new things. If it's shiny, I want to go there. Right.
And so the people that do make the transfer, those are your people.
Exactly.
Those are your people.
You know, it does suck a little that I've given up mostly on TikTok, but you know, I have my moments where I record 7 or 8 videos and I release them over a period of time. You know, it's one of those things of like TikTok is meant to be sporadic, in my opinion. Yeah. You get addicted to it and then you fall out, and then you get addicted to it and then you fall out.
Is you're just on the downswing.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I lost it. Never mind. I think that's a good idea what you're doing, Zoe. But I've never looked at TikTok as a thing that's going to be my success.
Right.
I don't think anyone has think they can sustain themselves off TikTok alone. Yeah. Even though I know some people who sustain themselves off TikTok alone. I've always seen it as like a stepping stone.
Right.
This is a place where it's really easy to build an audience. Yeah. And I have almost 100,000 followers. And if I can get even 1% of those people to go to a podcast, go to a YouTube channel or something.
Exactly.
Go to a Twitch. That's going to be good enough to get me started elsewhere.
Exactly.
Let me tell you though. Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
We made the point of taking Pine MIA, and we were like, all right, we're going to put it up on YouTube, see if we can make some money off this. And we failed because it was already on TikTok and it already had the watermarks, and so they just demonetized it. And it was like, oh man, all right, so that's a learning experience.
There are apps you can get that don't have the watermark on it. But
yeah, they still find out though. They're YouTube. They're very good at what they do. It's like this isn't YouTube. Yeah, this isn't your original content. It is, but it's not yours.
Yeah.
but it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see a lot of TikTok comps on YouTube, but they're not monetized for the most part. I don't believe.
Or they have
Yeah.
sponsorships. Some of them have sponsorship or their own merch, which is a thing too.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I've been heartbroken recently because I found a lot of D&D TikTok compilations, and I'm only on like one of them.
I'm not on any of them.
I wish I was on a
I-
compilation to begin with.
I found a lot. I'm on a lot of compilations due to the. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, the boops.
Thank you. I've heard my voice on TikTok compilations so many times because that's not my only popular audio. I have a few pretty good audios that have gone around the world. That's just the biggest one.
I've heard a couple of ones. One thing that I didn't ever expect was when people started using just random sounds from my videos and take them so out of context and make their own content with it. Like in one TikTok, I was just like, and then someone made a fart joke with that audio, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
wait,
like,
what?
you gotta give
You can just do that? That's what?
TikTokers are really good at somehow finding a way of being unique in a sea of copying.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's kind of impressive.
It's a weird,
Even apps
it's a weird
designed
world.
to copy each other. So many people, the ones that actually make it higher up, are usually the ones that are finding a way to do it uniquely.
Yeah, I'll see a D&D TikToker, and they have found this one audio and made this amazing joke with it, and I'm like, that's brilliant! How did you come up with that? Where? I need to get in this headspace and make these content. Make these
There's
videos.
a TikToker, Sid D&D, or Sid.
Yeah, no, she's gonna be on my live stream, on the D&D Twitch stream.
She is like, she fucking exploded doing just that. And like, I've thought about kind of going for that, but that's not really my style. A lot of the jokes, I don't like making jokes that are just stereotypical versions of characters.
Yeah.
So that's like, and I get there's an audience for that, but like, geez,
But that's
did they
just what's
explode?
trending right now, man. Like,
yeah.
like I think after the Mafia,
warms my
was
soul.
Like, it's everywhere. It's the new thing that has saturated the market.
Oh yeah, I know, it warms my soul because when I joined TikTok, there was people doing D&D content, but there was very few.
Yeah, I was doing like lessons.
I'm not saying that DM tips brought forth the D&D community.
Oh, it
but
totally
It definitely put a step forward.
It totally did. DM tips, D&D story
and that
time
was-
with Adam.
That was just a sleepy idea I had one night at 3 a.m.
That was you?
And I started DM tips.
Dude, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
It's
That's my claim to fame.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was me, and then I happened to.
I'm fangirling right now.
We've known each other for like
I
a
know.
year.
You were already in full swing by the time I was on TikTok.
Feffers, we've known each other.
DM tips was already a thing when I started making
I
content.
know. I started it.
That's so cool.
My first DM tip was DM tips. Do you want to, give your
this
characters
one.
paranoia?
Yep.
What was it? I did a bunch of paranoia ones.
I think I saw
it
that.
It was have them do perception
Yes.
checks, but never tell them.
Why? Never tell them
Just
why.
go. Just give them a non-committal. Oh, okay.
I saw that video and I made a scaring
I've done
your
a bunch
party
of
tag.
those. Yeah, I've done a bunch of those paranoia ones because it's psychological torture is my favorite part about being a DM.
Oh yeah, it's the
I've
best.
seen-
No, it's great. No, it's Zoe. It's true.
So
It's
you're
it's
going
our
to
bread and
touch
butter.
it, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's my
Zoe's a
favorite
DM
thing, and it's
too.
funny because when I saw your videos on that way back, I feel like back in the day, Kelvin. You know, the good old
we have
days.
been on TikTok for over a year now.
Oh my
I know.
goodness, it's crazy.
We're TikTok elders.
I'm just
now.
a little over a year in my
Yeah,
TikTok.
I am too. I started in February. That's insane.
I started
Wow.
in January of last
But I'm
year.
like, I was already
January
doing-
1st.
I started last Thanksgiving, I think.
Yeah, so we've done a flop.
Right.
Wow.
I was already doing those DM tips, like giving my people paranoia, and I was like, oh, I do that. That's
That's
me.
the joke. People do this.
Yeah, it's relatable.
Are you sure you're gonna touch that?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Relatable
Oh,
content, man.
you want to open the door?
So you touch the door.
yeah.
Okay.
So
You
just
sure
like
you
walk
want to
in, like,
sleep? You're not
are
gonna have a
you-
guard up?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah. And then I happened to duet a random video on my For You page.
Okay.
And that was Dippy.
cool.
And And then Dippy saw that and was like, I could do that. And so for a while, we were the only two people doing it. I was doing like silly and torturous DM tips, and he was actually giving good DM advice. And that was the market. And then we got Short Dragon, and then Jay the Fae, and from there it blew up.
For me, it was when I got in, I started doing. I jumped on DM tips. I jumped on D&D Storytime. I started tabletop etiquette, mimic awareness, and
oh yeah, mimic awareness was a fun
that
one
was a
where
fun
everything's a mimic.
Yeah, I hurt myself
think,
in a dryer. Actually, I banged.
Not
my
to
knee.
brag, I think I have the highest liked video on that tag.
Attaboy, that's what's up.
I think it was like the entire dungeon is a mimic.
I remember
was the bit.
I remember Adams. I think it was an oasis or like an island or something like that, or maybe it was the ocean. It was just like, dude, I can't. What do I do after this? I can't make another mimic. I can't top this. This is incredible.
Oh, get wrecked! I'm the top 2.
There you go. There you go.
So it's funny because the first one is like you enter a house and it turns out the entire house is a mimic or the entire dungeon. And the second one is actually a different category entirely because I do this thing called Today I Learned where I talk about some fun facts. And one was an octopus that makes itself look like other objects. So I said, even the ocean has mimics.
I remember
They're everywhere. And those are the top 2 on that tag. Get wrecked.
Yeah,
Get
but
riggedy wrecked.
When I got on there, it was you guys, you, Dippy, Adam, Meredith, I think his last name is.
Yeah, that's our boy Adam Meredith.
Yeah, and a couple of other people. And then I really got under. I found Dono and I found Windy when they were just starting off, and I'm like, these guys are awesome, and that was the kind of beginning of my I watched Johnny's song and I was like, I could be doing this.
Johnny is just an inspiration.
Yes.
Johnny is
I agree.
goals, man. That dude is amazing. I love that guy.
I have been hearing, like, I have genuinely just become really close friends with Johnny, and I miss him a lot.
Same.
But I was hearing about him for basically my entire time on TikTok, because people are like, "Oh, you're just like Johnny's song," and he would get in the same thing.
Hey.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, Johnny's the best.
All right, welcome back to D&D. Let's get right into the D&D.
Right into the D&D.
Welcome back to DM with John.
Let's get right into the D&D.
This message is for the noodle dude. I used to do a thing, and I've done one only a few weeks ago, where I would just roast people's names by just making them sound really dumb.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And it was Johnny Wrong, and he started a video with, "Hello, welcome back to, let's get right back in," and then he just like pushes himself away, and it's him with sunglasses. And it's like, "Oh, hey, this is a message for the noodle dude."
That dude
More
knew
like the
exactly how to
noodle
do
diddler.
sponsorship videos too. Like I respect that man for being so good at like being able to cut through, because when you're a creator on making little short videos, it's like, all right, I got all this content that's all focused on my demographic, but I need to make this announcement video, and you want to get people to watch it. You know what I mean? And he was so good at that. He was so good at still hooking you in and entertaining you while he did it, and I was just like, there's something to learn there.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why, like, I always try to include some gag in what I'm doing when I do something like that. Like, when I did an advertisement for this podcast, I made sure it started with me drinking and not realizing I was like, something to get you in the bit first.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. So let's start. We got one more thing to talk about, and then we should probably start wrapping up, which is your new Twitch D&D shows
Yes.
you wanted to talk about.
Yes.
So, oh man, yeah, I'm super pumped.
Stoked even.
I have two Twitch streams. One will be, I think, on. We don't have the dates.
I know a lot about one of them.
Yeah. One of them is an island survival campaign. You can see yourself as a pioneer, or you can see yourself as like a conqueror going to this island. You're in a fleet of like 80 ships. It gets really nuts.
Is that Animal Crossing D&D?
Yes.
Is that the new Animal
that's
Crossing
exactly
D&D?
it.
Got it.
Playing Animal
Beautiful.
Crossing.
Yeah. Roll for initiative.
I was collecting flowers.
So that's one of them.
Roll to collect flowers.
And then it kind of goes into the survival / Jamestown vibe. And then I've got this other one, and this one. So the first one is called Terraform. This other one is called Fester.
Ooh, I like
Fester.
Not to be
that.
mistaken with Pfeffer.
SirFeffers.
Festers.
And this one is going to be a little more open world, and it will be a swamp campaign, like a cursed swamp. And the premise, is the party, one way or another, however they come together, is heading towards the swamp because it's growing exponentially. Whole towns are getting swallowed up. The dungeons within this swamp are sunken dwarven keeps, and so they find like a turret of a tower, and they pry open the ceiling and then go down into the ground, and that's the dungeon, you know. And it's a lawless land, and so anyone who's like avoiding the law, got bounties on their head, they will flee to the swamp. And here's why. There are 3 laws of this swamp. And I think I pulled this from Brandon Sanderson. At night, do not run. At night, do not start a fire. And at night, do not shed blood, specifically. If you see yourself as a denizen of the swamp, because it's a cursed land, that's a big hint. When you die, you come back as a specter. So at night, all of these specters come out. They're like neon green and purple and iridescent, and all of the forest at night gets beautiful in its disgusting and terrifying nature, but with greens and iridescent blues and the aurora borealis, just very
That's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I really tried to lean into this, but it's dangerous. And all of these creatures, all of these specters are just going around. And if you break one of the rules, they just bum rush you. And there's thousands of them. Yeah, so all of the people who are trying to avoid bounties will go there because controlled environment.
Right.
It's going to be very interesting. So whether or not you're going in there to figure out why the swamp is stopped, or whether or not you're there to collect bounties, or maybe you're trying to learn exactly the method that they're doing this strange thing with the cursed land, and maybe you're looking for power. You know, it could be anything.
All right. And where can we find this stuff?
This will all be on my Twitch channel. Longshot RPG, soon to be renamed as SirFeffers.
Can you say that one more time?
Longshot RPG. And it will be soon named just SirFeffers. Twitch.tv/Twitch.tv/Longshot RPG.
We do this where we
Wait,
just have.
what was
we
that?
gotta
One more time?
ingrain it. One more time.
Twitch.tv/Longshot RPG.
And what will it be soon called again? Was that SirFeffers? Effers? Sir?
Oh, don't do that.
No, it was SirFesters.
SirFesters.
It was SirFesters.
Oh, no.
SirFeffers, though.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, guys. It was a childhood nickname, and then all this happened, and here we are.
I picked a name that sounded funny. It has a better.
You did.
It has a bigger background than
I'm
that,
trash.
but my nickname has always been Kelvin, and at one point I was referred to as Kelvin the Boiled Noodle, so I ended up becoming Kelvin Noodles on social media, and then from there, I made like YouTube and stuff, and then I was like, let's try TikTok, but I don't want this to be related to my other social media in case it's real bad. So I picked a fake name, and on a different podcast, I'm like a patron, and they shout out everyone at the end. Not everyone, but like the high end patrons. They used to like give them a unique title as if they were part of the world, and mine used to be. They changed it after a while, but it was Kelvin Noodles, the Noodle Doodler, can tell the future by throwing pasta at
Beautiful.
a easel or something.
That's fantastic.
And so I was like, that works, and I went with the Noodle Doodler.
That's fantastic. I made the mistake of sticking to my old Instagram instead of making a new one. And if I could change one thing, was I was really late to the game to making like an actual SirFeffers Instagram account. And so I go by Nor'easter because I've been making music long before I've been all of this. And so I was directing people to Nor'easter Official, and there was confusion. And you really, I guess the best advice I can give is once you have some momentum, really think through accessibility, direction, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, TikTok just now gave us the ability to put links in our bio, and we didn't even talk
Oh,
about
I
that.
know, it's crazy.
That's
like you do the
fact
link
that
tree.
My link
I still
tree
need
is
one.
now clickable. Yeah,
Someone needs to teach me how to make a link tree.
We'll go through it with you. Let's jump directly into Wrap Up City.
Okay.
Wrap Up City.
Rhapsody.
Anyway, we don't have any voicemails this week, which is bullshit, and I will fight whoever didn't send us a
How
voicemail.
dare you not grace
Yeah,
us with the
such
presence of your
rude.
awful voice in our ears? Where is my ASMR voicemails?
listen.
All right, I need that
Yeah,
in my
we
life.
need them. Zoe listens to them. Just
I'm
go
gonna
to
throw
bed,
a
and-
riot.
Oh no. Hey,
So if you wanna send us your voicemails, make sure to do so by dialing 615-852-6066. That's 615-852-6066. We already did the bit this time, so if you didn't get it, just rewind.
Wait, was that 616 or 615?
615-852-6066.
Thank you.
and if you guys want to send me any questions through that, I'd be more than happy to come back on and
We'll get
answer
him
some
to-
of those
yeah,
questions for you guys.
Oh yeah,
we
100%.
won't just have a section.
If the
where we,
noodler,
like, cut-
if the noodler will have me, we'll see.
Oh, you think we have guests that easily lined
You
up?
think we just have people
takes us
lined up?
Listen, man, all I'm saying is just let me know
when it's
if
time
you
to
can fit
record.
it in.
None of them ever show up.
Let me know if you can fit me in, man. I know it's just,
Yeah.
my people will talk to your
anyway.
people.
Yeah, if you wanna donate us money so that I can make it up to Pfeffer's Beach House, Lake
And
House,
I can
is
buy
Lake
Chipotle.
House.
Lake House is better than Beach House. Fight me.
I agree. If you wanna send me money so I can go up to Pfeffer's Lake House and quarantine together, you should do so.
Do it.
At patreon.com/lonelyboyhour.
Do it.
If you'd like to email us either for business or just chilling out, maxing and relaxing, all cool, you can do so at lonelyboyhour@gmail.com. That's the full
Just-
address. It's not
just
just
gmail.com.
gmail.com. Zoe, no.
Legal threats straight to gmail.com. They'll get it to us.
Zoe,
Don't
no.
worry. We haven't got sued
anyway.
yet. I'm waiting for my legal threats, all right? Until Gmail sues me, gmail.com.
This happens every week, Pfeffers. You can tell by the fact that I stopped her before she started.
It's so fun.
Anyway,
This is great. I love
our
this.
our intro song is "Happy School" by Joseph Falkenskold.
Yeah, everybody loves it because
And
no one's
our-
going to school right now. What?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
and our ad break song, now that I know what it is "Focus on Myself" by Gloria Tess.
There you go.
Which jumps us right into our song recommendations. I'm gonna go first to give you guys time to think.
I got
of
mine
them.
already.
I've been vibing pretty hard with the song Lola Montez by Volbeat. It's an oldie but a goodie.
There you go.
Zoe, go.
I've been listening to some OK Madian because, I like that vibe. It's a good vibe. It's very Beat Saber-esque.
Okay.
What's that called?
It's
What was
OK
that?
Madian. I'll send you the name. It's Madeon is the creator's name.
Do you have a specific...
It's called
OK by
OK,
Madian.
yeah. Just OK, not
Okay.
OKAY, not OKIE.
I see what you did there.
Oh, okay.
Letters O and K.
Okay,
Pfeffers,
yeah.
do you have a song to recommend
I
for us?
do. Give me just a second. Let's see.
I will do no such thing.
No.
One.
Visceral, the Swarm remix by Ronit.
Visceral, the Swarm remix by...
Swarm remix?
Ronit. RONIIT.
That sounds like a hell of a song.
It's a dirty.
Yeah.
It is a gross dark synth beat.
I love that.
Is that available on Spotify?
I'm not sure.
Let's
Okay.
hope so.
If it
I think
is,
so.
you'll find it in our. If it is, you'll find it in our playlist, the Only Boy Hour the Only Boy playlist. That's what it's called on Spotify. Search it up. Every song that is on Spotify that someone has recommended is there. Thank you guys all for listening, and make sure to get yourselves tested.
And drink some water. Hydrate, don't dehydrate.
Make sure you understand the difference between bravery and fearlessness. Which one is driving the bus? Because fearlessness is merely the absence of fear, whereas bravery is achieved after you overcome